Hi. What's up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video on the goddamn internet. I am not copying anyone's intro, trust me. So today, as the title may or not catch your attention, we're going to be talking about the anime man. And this isn't going to be a satirical video. I'm actually planning that for the future. It's in development right now. It should be out next month, this month, early next month. I don't know. I'm trying to get my shit together, guys. Trying to make it better than the rest, you know, because the bar has been set, so to speak. So today it's going to be kind of a calm, rational, critiquing kind of video with a little more, because this would have come out like a week ago, or maybe even 2 weeks ago, had I just done my regular kind of formula. But this time I felt like maybe, you know, kind of trying to list everything down and trying to put the pieces together one by one, and it was kind of a hard thing to do in a way, because Jesus Christ, it was a journey. Let me tell you that. It was a fucking journey, just to figure out these things, and I quite learned a couple things about myself and about other people, and it was just a fucking mess, but it was worth it, I think. So all that shit out of the way, let's talk. The anime man, aka Joey.
Working that cerebrum up in the brainium, and those aren't words.
See, the thing that I don't really like about him is mostly his smugness, his arrogance.
If you want the original content, watch it subbed. You know, it's just so much better.
And that's pretty much it. I don't have any relations with the guy. I don't know him. I never met him, thank God. I've never had the pleasure of being manipulated or backstabbed by him, which I guess is a plus or a negative, whatever way you want to take it. I mean, now for this whole arrogant shit, I actually had to do some fucking soul searching, which is relatively new to me. But basically, it goes like this from what I feel. I feel like being around arrogant people is something that I would extremely, really dislike. I feel like it's not something anybody should be exposed to either, because that leads to my second point, which I'll get to eventually, but let's talk about the arrogance real quick. The thing with arrogant people is, and basically, the way they go about shit is just kind of hurting the ego of others.
The fact that your avatar has a Minecraft cow on Nyancat suggests that you're probably a person that dwells on the internet quite a bit,
and just causing them to feel like dirt, like inferior. It's mostly because they have a sense of superiority about them, and by this point Joey has a sense of superiority just based on his subscribers and the way he conducts himself as a person overall. I think, honestly though, this is a video for another day, but I feel like every YouTuber, to an extent, unless they've been humbled some way in life, has that kind of superiority and ego complex. But again, video for another day. Let's get back to Joey. See, another thing that he does is he thinks that only his ideas are kind of valuable, and he pretty much dismisses everyone else's points of view.
These guys that I'm about to read out can go fuck themselves for all I care.
And you know, when he says, let me know in the comments, how many times has he actually replied to you, the common person? Fucking never. You know what the thing about comments is that the more you get comments on your videos, the more alive it is. And I hate when some people do this shit, because some people legitimately want feedback, and that's when the actual creator, like for an example, like I'm probably gonna get shit for saying this, but like me, I actually respond to my comments, whether they be like, I don't know, whether they have more subs than me or whether they have no subs at all. I generally reply to mostly everything. He doesn't, and I get it, 900,000, you can't reply to everything, but at least reply to, like, I don't know, 5 common people and not just your friends all the time. I don't know, man, maybe that's a good idea, but sadly, working around an arrogant person like Joey requires tremendous patience, which I really don't have, which is, it's why I probably would never want to, you know, be a babysitter. And another thing that it lacks is pretty much independent thinking whatsoever, which sucks, because I'm not the type of person that just goes about. See, the whole thing with that is, if you don't have any independent thinking at all, you would pretty much be okay with this guy. All you have to do is jump on the bandwagon and be like, oh, it's cool. And, you know, I don't do that for personal reasons. Shit has happened in my life, and I know things have not happened like this to other people, and I need to be aware of that. But, I don't know. That's just personally me, you know. If you're just one of the people that is okay with dismissing every horrible thing that a person can do, then, you know, by all means. And speaking of fucking horrible things, like, you think that this shit with Joey is limited to just arrogance and, you know, just my personal feelings of what an arrogant person is and how I feel around an arrogant person. But in reality, there's a more darker side to this. Now, I'm not going to go into the whole story about, you know, I had heard this from a friend of mine recently, and it kind of, like, made me sick to my stomach. I'm not going to go and throw that dirty laundry out there at the moment. I feel like maybe I should get more clarification on this, because it's kind of a statement that's really fucked up, and I don't want to deliver fake news like scares or, you know, anything of that sort. I want to be, you know, 100% sure. That kind of disturbing story, though, I won't reveal it at the moment. Maybe in a future video or something. I do plan on eventually making a video where I, you know, pretty much, I know it's out of trend, but making the anime man rant, something of that sort. I know it's out of trend by now because everybody's used it up, but I probably will in the future if I ever get all these facts coordinated together.
Working that cerebrum up in the brainium
and it's gonna be a bit. So let's move on to point number 2. Manipulation. Now, this is the type of shit that nobody fucking believes me. Like, everybody thinks I'm just fucking paranoid or way too cynical about this shit, because manipulation is a very tricky subject to cover, especially when you're actually going after somebody that's way more successful than you or whatever. I mean, to any normal person or any sheep or bandwagoner or maybe just a common guy, I'm just like this dude that's like 200 subs and, oh, I'm fucking jealous of this dude or some shit like that. That's pretty much the common sheep way to think, and that's pretty much 99% of the fucking human population. So, again, this is kind of a tricky kind of subject to walk across, but I'm just gonna try to get it across, and maybe that 1% will, you know, actually understand where I'm coming from. Unfortunately, though, there are very, 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 very different types of manipulation tactics, unfortunately. But for today, what I've seen, you know, and the biggest one that I have a problem with, because I take very much offense to this kind of manipulation in general because of the shit that I've seen and because it's been personally done to me multiple times before in the past, to the point where I have had to adapt to a point where I had to get this cynical kind of persona, cynical mindset, because it was too much. But basically, emotional manipulation. Now, for an emotional manipulation, the key starters would obviously be the person would have to get you, the audience, to feel pity for them or any sort of guilt.
But when you guys draw, it doesn't matter how good or bad you think you are. Like, just drawing me fan art like this and then, like, giving it to me at a convention is, like, it's really special.
This kind of contributes to sometimes when he says, oh, I try to provide the best content for you guys and try to provide the best anime content, so I expect, you know, some shit like that. It's not gonna be long before we start saying, please like my video, please comment, which he always does, by the way. And again, I've told you about the fucking comments and the algorithm and how it works. So you're essentially promoting him every time you leave a comment. It's not because he cares about what you want to say or your opinions. Hello, it's because of the fucking algorithm. So, yeah, manipulation to the fullest. There you go. Then comes the fucking telling the sad stories. Now, a lot of YouTubers are pretty guilty of this, even some low-key ones that probably don't even know that they're doing this, so I can look past it, like Nico B, which, you know, I'll get to him in another day. But Joey just does it blatantly, and he goes the extra mile to do so, you know, and that's what really, really, like, makes me cringe and also kind of makes me shake my head and say, what the fuck are you doing? Why are people falling for this? Again, not everybody's been exposed to hardcore emotional manipulation, so I guess I could forgive that. But basically, it goes to this point where, for example, Joey had this one clip. You know what? I actually have the video for this because I made a quote-unquote satire video for it at one point. So we'll just roll the clip, okay?
Without YouTube, I'm just a dude. Doesn't matter how many subscribers or likes or favorites or views I get. I'm just a dude, you know? And I, no matter how much my channel grows, or no matter how much my quote-unquote fame grows, I always want to be seen like that. So, yeah, I am human. Yeah, I am human after all.
You know? Oh, and by the way, I added the music in the background from the Invisible Hulk, or the Invisible? The Invincible Hulk, or the Incredible, yeah, the Incredible Hulk. I added that fucking music because I felt it was just so appropriate by the way he was talking. Side note, he made this fucking video after he came from like a convention where he got more subscribers for being promoted, and he was with his 2 friends, quote unquote. So, sorry if I don't feel bad for you, bro. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah, and like I said, it makes no fucking sense because you just came from a fucking convention that made you promote yourself and you got more subs from that, so you're getting more money.
But concerning how much money I make should be none of your fucking business.
Here comes the money.
And you were with 2 of your best friends, supposedly, and your girlfriend, which you suddenly have all of a sudden for God knows what reason. I don't get it. Why were you so depressed that day? Like, I don't buy that shit. And, you know, this comes to another point. Telling a story to induce an emotional response, which is pretty much what you do on a regular basis, or anything, you know, anytime some shit hits the fan, or anytime you want more money, or anything like that. It just doesn't add up, you know. All I had to see was that. No, and you know what sucks is if you don't make this shit so, like, out there, like, it boggles my mind that 2 days ago you're, like, on top of the world and saying, oh, well, I'm going to this place, and I'm gonna be with my fans that I love, quote-unquote, so much, and I'm gonna be with my best friends, which one of them you backstabbed and you're completely giving the cold shoulder to, by the way, but, oh my god, you know, and then all of a sudden the next day, I'm human. I am so human. I don't know. You know, what the fuck is this? Like, really, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, seriously? And everybody falls for this? Are you fucking kidding me, man? Jesus. By this point, though, we're at the fucking 13-minute mark. Sort of like that. And honestly, just based on my past videos, like the Nico B one, it's apparently at this time that people start tuning out, kind of, or I think any video in general that goes on too long, if it's just like kind of an opinion-ish, kind of critique-ish video, I would like to make them not go over 30 minutes or not over 20 minutes. I also feel like that helps in a way, because it's like, if you enjoyed this, like if you got something out of this first introduction, then the part 2, you know, it makes it like you won't waste your time, essentially, on everything, and you'll get some of the points that I have across anyway. So it's kind of like the intro kind of thing, you know, it's like, I don't want it to be like, oh, part 1, part 2, cheating the YouTube algorithm. No, I literally get fucking pennies out of this shit, so you don't have to worry about me bawling like fucking the Anime Man or any of those people, so
Money's
completely don't feel like I'm trying to do this for you guys. And hell, I don't even blame you if you use adblock for my shit. Like, I won't get mad at you for that. I know some people would get mad at that shit. I really don't give a fuck. All I'm doing this for is to try to get my opinions across and do a couple critiques. People like to think I have ulterior motives. If I did have an ulterior motive, I would straight up tell you, because that's basically who I am. That's what my channel is basically about, and I told somebody about this. I'm gonna say the truth. I'm gonna tell you what I think. I'm gonna just say it. If I've been proven wrong about anything, I'm not one of those prideful fucks. I'll gladly admit it. I'll acknowledge my mistake, and I'll try to make it work. I'll try to, you know, if it comes to a level where it's some big deal, I'll try to do something to make it, you know, make up for it or something, you know? I'm not a hard-headed, selfish, stubborn person, you know? That's just how I feel everybody should be, but a lot of people lack this trait. So, you don't have to worry about that from me. I hope you got something out of this beginning kind of video, or whatever. It's just kind of my part 1, what's the problem with the Anime Man. Again, this is not the satire. The satire will come later at a later date. Again, because the thing with jokes is they require a lot more than just kind of study. Not that this doesn't require a good amount of research as well in its own. But it is a lot easier to bring out in a way. So again, hope you like this, hope you got anything out of this. As always, leave a comment and let me know how much I suck. Let me know if you're in that 1% that kind of understands where I'm coming from with this shit. Let me know if you're just completely not, if you just completely don't understand where I'm coming from, and then let me, tell me where you're coming from, You could be passive-aggressive about it, but at this point, it's whatever. That's a common thing from what I've seen. People are usually passive aggressive. I can usually tell this shit, but it's whatever. Chances are I will reply to you eventually. Oh God, yep. So anyway, guys, hope you have a great day or night, wherever the fuck you are, and peace out. Have a good one. Later.
All fools don't let